Salutations to foes. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. I am moving full speed ahead with these interviews. They're not really interviews, they're just conversations with me and other amazing, inspiring people that I have come across, that I follow. They follow me, I uplift them, they uplift me. And having said that, I have someone that you need to meet. So, having said that, I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Doryin Thames. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
It's listen, the pleasure is all mine. We're new to each other, and I wanted them to know that we're new to each other. I came across your page, I want to say maybe 2 months ago, and it was through Jay Malik.
I love her. She's a
Hi.
sweetheart.
Yes. So what happens? I had been following her. Now look at the rabbit hole. I have been following her because I came across her. I'm mad. I'm so mad. He gonna be so mad. We call him her. Whatever. Him. I was following him through Chico Hudgens. Yeah, so it just the rabbit hole, one gorgeous person to another gorgeous person to another gorgeous person. So I know how to springboard. So that's how you got here. And we're gonna talk to you. And I'm so excited to talk to you because your Instagram is so inspiring.
I thank you. What makes you say that?
I'm gonna tell you. You see, I have a background in fashion. I'm 39 now. When I was 22, I got the opportunity to voyage to Paris to be a model. And before that, here in America, I went to a little known school called Barbizon, and I was learning about the industry and things like that. And I learned the importance of a good photo. I learned how much presence your photo can give you, especially in the fashion world. So then when I went to your page and I'm just like the photos are so well curated. Let's say it like that. They're curated and they're to perfection. Like you have, and what I love is you have all different types. I actually was really indecisive because I was trying to pick one for the thumbnail to this video. I did do it, but then I saw others and I was like, oh, bitch, wait, let me save that one too. Like I was like, it was just, you have a beautiful page. Tell us, I mean, do you take your own photos?
Some I do, but last year, background, I just moved to New York City. I'm originally from Ohio. I needed to get out of Ohio. It was not progressive enough for me, and I finally got a job. Just kind of fell in my lap. The universe spoke, and I finally moved to the Big Apple. And New York City is full of opportunities, and everyone's always recommended or encouraged me to start modeling for fun in here and there and see where that journey takes me. So I did. So last year was a lot of reaching out to photographers and like making those connections, which I did a lot of. So through like figuring out my angles and like my you know very focused exercise plan I had for myself last year. I had really good photos with the photographers, but then like, hey, if there's a photo opportunity, solid moment, the light's right, the outfit is killer, and the glam is on perfection, then I'm gonna take a photo. So it's like 50-50. It just depends. I'm really annoying when it comes to photos. So I let my friends know, I give them a disclaimer, like, hey, if you're gonna be a part of this with me, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go, what to do, and the rest is history. So me, my friends, photographers, I have a lot of people to thank for my page. But thank you. I really appreciate the compliments.
They're well deserved. They're well deserved. So you're new to the Big Apple. I saw that too. I saw that on, put it on Do Not Disturb, Dorian. I saw,
Oh,
yeah, get it on Do Not Disturb. But I saw that too. And I saw just I loved how I knew that you were from somewhere else, but you already have that New York vibe. You're already in with the mixers. and the Shakers of New York City. You're one of the pretty boys running around the city, happy, living your Carrie lifestyle, like you get what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
happy in the Big Apple. And it shows so much. So you said Ohio. Did you go to college there?
It did. Yeah, I went to school at the University of Toledo, so it's like Northwest Ohio. She's a professional. She got a degree in marketing and sales. So with that, I'm a med device rep here in the city.
I was gonna ask that because it literally said on your profile, it was like med device. And I'm like, oh, what is that? So explain to everybody what med device is. Rep.
Yeah, so I'm a field sales rep. So that means I don't have like an office I go to. I work with a multitude of different hospitals in the city, and I specialize in wound care. So uh, like very chronic wounds, like large wounds, people who are affected by pressure ulcers, and it's a really cool product. It's basically negative pressure wound therapy, but it's like connecting a vacuum to a wound, and it's like suctioning out the gunk, but it's also bringing healthy cells to the area because of that, like the fanciness. But yeah, it's a top of the market product, and I'm in the hospitals all the time working with healthcare professionals and just helping change and provide awesome patient outcomes.
That is, I love it because your page is also, I can tell there's a brain behind you. Before I say what I'm going to say, what's your birth sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Uh-huh. I thought so. No, because like what I'm going to say is it's not a negative connotation. I can see the thought. And though you give a great photo, and though you know your angles, and everybody that I can tell, because everybody that works with you, like you said, it's like, it's got to be this way, y'all better be good, curl your toes, everybody. I can still tell that there's something serious there, and you just proved that yes, there's a serious side to you, and look at how you're helping humanity. Was
It's
that?
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a doctor, but then I found out it wasn't for me, and I along the way realized there's more than one ways you can help people. So, and then I found this job, and it's fun. It's the first step to a long journey, and it's a great first step. I'm very grateful in comparison to stories I have heard, just moving to the city. I've been very lucky to have the current situation that I have now. So I love it. I have no complaints.
I'm so glad to hear that it worked out because you moved in the middle of a pandemic.
Right, which
How was
was
that? How was that?
honestly, I mean, my heart's for those who have been severely affected, but the first month was challenging because I didn't really know people. But once I met, that one friend, it blossomed into 20, and it hasn't been as alone as I thought it would be.
Right.
My roommates are incredible, the friends
Yeah.
that I made are incredible, and you don't have to go out and be in social and public scenes to like get the most out of the city, though like it is the city. And then once you're vaccinated and the lockdown was released and it was beautiful out in summer, like I've had a great first year so far.
I'm so happy because, New York City isn't for everyone, although many people desire to be there. I remember at one point in my modeling career before Paris, I desired to be there too. I'm from Philadelphia, so I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away from you. So I remember having to shuffle up on the bus. And I remember the feeling when I got to Holland Tunnel, as we entered Holland Tunnel, and then you come up on the other side in Manhattan, and it just, the vibe. I used to be like, I gotta make enough money to be here. Like it just was so, yeah, like I used to hate going home because I would do day trips, because what I was doing was I would come up on Wednesdays, sometimes Fridays, because that's when the modeling agencies would have open calls. I would go to the castings and different things to go see for the modeling agencies. And like you said, New York City is when you come there, everybody kind of has the same agenda to make it. So they're very helpful. Most people think, oh, it's the Big Apple, nobody cares. No, I met so many models that shuffled me into so many helpful and lucrative situations, just meeting them in passing in the corridor. And it was like, oh, you're here, where are you from? And where are you from? And as you can tell, I'm a social butterfly. I love to talk. So yeah, so I met a lot of people and they helped my career. And then eventually one of the casting directors at Boss Model Management said to me, girl, you got a great look, girl, but if you're gonna do anything, you need to go to Paris because you're too skinny to be here in America, in New York. And I was just like, and it wasn't just the skinny part, it was the skinny and black part. So I knew. So but I did, as soon as he told me, I booked a flight and I was gone for 6 months. And it was,
What?
yeah, but it was very stressful. It was the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. You know, go to another country, you didn't speak the language, but I met it, of course, I met a guy.
A man.
Yes, I met a man, and a French man, and he took the most beautiful care of me. He shielded me
Um,
from the cold and from, you know, French opinions of Americans just thinking they can come over there and rule everything. And, you know, it was just a very beautiful, very much needed situation. And to this day, I came back because it was really stressful. I came back, but for the last 17 years of my life, I've been working to uproot my career and take it back to Europe. So Paris is where I'm going to be. So I'm working on that. And then the pandemic hit. And so then these great ideas, you know, you can't keep a good girl down, you know, these great,
period.
yeah, I'm like, listen, if I can't see you in person, we're going to damn sure see you over the computer. Yes, we are. So tell us, you said you had a very strict workout regimen. Tell us, because that's usually, you know, I show a lot of, because you've been on there too, I show a lot of guys that work out, and that's my thing, that's my zhuzh, is to show off Black and Latin men that are, well, you know, that are fit and beautiful and thin and, you know, all of that stuff. So your workout regimen, what's that look like? Because you have an amazing body.
Yeah, so I would say that when I first moved here to about the little bit of the end of the summer, I was doing an amazing job. I was very consistent. I was persistent. But then I was having way too much fun in the summer, so I wasn't as sharp as I needed to be with my diet mainly and working out. But before that, I was working out. I do like 4 day cycles where I focus on one muscle group, and it consists of 4 days. Well, so like first day I would do back and bi, second day I would do chest, day three I would do shoulders and triceps, and then last day I would do legs. And that workout would consist of however many exercises I would do. But that would be the 4 day cycle, and I would do two of those before I would do a rest day, and I would do two rest days. And I was eating vegan from January to July. I'd cook all my meals. I was doing great at it. I was counting my macros, so I was still looking really big and plump. And for me, I mean, I don't want to give workout advice because everyone's always asking like, "What's your workout plan? What do you do?" I'm not specialized in it. I just know what look I want and what works for my body. Because I mean, I've got great genetics. I know that. But it's also like, how you understand your body and what you want. And I want big tits, big shoulders, tiny waist, big legs, fat ass,
Yes, I love
and
you. I love
it,
you, Doryin. I love you.
it takes a specific type of workout to do that. And it's mainly consistency, but it's also heavily on your diet.
Yeah.
And, really making sure also sleep, like it's a lot of things outside of the gym that are important. And I was doing really good until July, and then I was going out, I was having a lot of fun, so I lost a lot of weight, so I tried to get all the way back, so I was getting really thick. I'm the kind of girl where like I like how I look, in the sense that I like keeping my abs. Like I will prefer staying my size than bulking, just because I feel really confident in this look. Like I don't need to get like super big. Like I would love to, but I
Please
look good.
don't.
Like
Please don't. Please don't.
I'm
Please don't.
I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, please don't, because that look is everything. I love it. Like literally, your like I'm gonna make sure I put all your links in this video, because that Instagram is a page turner. Every single photo, and it reflects what you said: big tits, big ass, skinny waist. That's so, like, you know what I love? I love that you are so cavalier and casual. Like I love that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, like I love that you're just like, yeah, like it is what it is, girl. Get out my face. Like I love I do. I love that, because I just wish more men had that ability to be more carefree. You seem, and I'm an air sign too. I'm a Libra, so Gemini and Libra, I understand. My brother's Gemini. A lot of my friends are Gemini, and I love them. So, it's just that on the wing kind of thing. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know right now. And then they get mad because then both of us have the ability to zero in and get very serious. And then they're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And then we're just like, oh girl, no problem, calm down. You show it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like it's all about conserving your energy,
Yeah.
knowing where to put it and knowing where it's like, it's really not that deep. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah.
Why do you care? So yeah, that's just also my personality, like being the Gemini that I am. And I don't know how much you're involved or how much you pay attention to like your houses and all of that. I have 5 houses in
Yeah.
Gemini. So I am literally as crazy as it gets. But you would never know
Right.
because my rising sign's also a Sag. So I feel like I portray more as a Sagittarius, but internally I'm like a meltdown away from, destroying the world, positively or negatively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a very relaxed person. That's just always how I've been. But I'm also like a very genuine person. Like I feel like my motto, or at least the goal in my fantasy, is that everyone can be friends with everyone. Everyone should be sweet to everyone. Smile when you can. That's just my philosophy. I'm a happy-go-lucky person.
It's a beautiful philosophy. Now I'm going to do like the modeling agencies do. What are your origins?
My origins, I'm a mutt. My mom is Irish. My dad's black.
Yay. Are you an
Mhm.
only child?
I have 2 siblings. I am the oldest
Uh-huh.
by 7 years. My sister's 18, little brother's 17. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they're back in Ohio. I know. So how do they feel about you living in the Big Apple?
They are very happy for me. I mean, I miss them, of course. And my sister's kind of in the same track as me, as going to the same school, but she's not a city girl. But I'm also very unique. I'm the very social, outgoing, spontaneous character in my family. The rest of my family is just very like reserved, and they're more peace and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally the black sheep.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because of Ohio. Like I have friends from Ohio, and it's very reserved. It's like Pennsylvania. Certain parts of
Mhm.
Pennsylvania, it's just like all my friends were like, "Girl, you gotta get out of there. Girl, you gotta get out of there. Girl, you gotta get out of there." And I'm like, yes, like they're all very reserved, affluent communities.
Right.
It's just like, all
Mhm.
right, all right, all right, okay. Do you play any sports?
I did when I was in high school, but I haven't since. I was a football player. I swam for a little bit, and I ran track. Um,
Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, okay, wait. Now I gotta do it to you. I gotta do it to you. Football, what position did you play? Please don't say tight end.
not a tight end, but I was on the line. I was with the big boys. I was a defensive tackle. So where they put the ball thing, I was right in front of it trying to get
Oh, man, he said the ball thing.
it.
I know your coach is like, oh my God.
Low key, I didn't know the rules. They just told me to get the ball, and because I was so fast, I
Yeah.
got the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I get good energy from you. Do you meditate?
I don't. That's something I wish I was more intentional about. I would say I'm more self-aware, and with that I have a lot of conversation with myself to bring myself inner peace, and my inner dialogue, but the physical act of meditation I do not do.
Neither
Um,
do I. I asked because I didn't know.
mhm,
But like, what's so crazy? We're air signs, so we kind of don't have to meditate, like you said, because we kind of go like it's us. So we're always talking with ourselves,
mhm,
every portion of ourselves, and most people can't do that. I have unique gifts. I'm a shaman, oracle, prophet, seer, healer. I do a lot of
yeah,
metaphysical work. So with my clients and things like that. But we kind of can talk to every aspect of our life, that inner
mhm,
child, every that teenager, that adult, like we have the ability to do that. So it's just
yeah.
yeah, so we don't really have to do the act of actual meditation because we're doing it all the time. It's kind of like our rest period, like our respite where we start. So oh my God.
That is so interesting. I'll have to talk to you later
Oh,
about
okay.
that aspect about your life. That sounds so interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. Trust me. And it's so crazy because I'm not religious. I grew up in a religious home. I grew up in church. And then, of course, being gay, I turn around and I left the church and I left the ideology. And I'm like, okay, I have a very, very, like, it's so crazy because I call God the divine.
Hmm.
So, I'm always speaking to the divine. And what I notice too is I also hear my ancestors, my family members that have gone before me and past, and they help me do a lot. You might not know this because you're new to me, and I'm new to you, but I also, this is not just the only form of entertainment that I do. I'm also a recording artist. I sing. So
Okay.
yes, and I'll have to send you the albums. They're available on all streaming platforms, but I'll send you the link. But what I do is it never takes me, I hate saying this because I don't want anyone to feel bad that it comes so easily to me. But so I want to tell everybody, this is a disclaimer. Work hard. If you're a singer, if you're an artist, keep working. Work hard. It'll come. For me, it doesn't take me more than 15 minutes to write a song. And that is because, yes, that is because my ancestors are there and I hear the music. And that's the type of person, writer that I am. I hear the music for the song in my head when I'm writing it. So I usually pick up my voice recorder and I'll sing the whole song the way that it goes. And then me and my producer will go in the studio and create the actual music that goes with it. And then I'll sing it as it is. I never spend more than an hour on a song. And usually in an hour, I cut 2 songs because I usually just sing them as they come. And you'll see the album that I'm going to send you, it has 50 songs on it. I'm a workaholic. It has 50 songs on it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
So
not,
it's hard for the money.
yeah, it's like, it's not listen, it's who I am. But I say all of that to say, with me hearing my ancestors, with me talking to the divine, it gives me an ability to see. I can see what's going on in my life. I can see what's going on in other people's lives. I can see what people want, and things like that. So, and of course, you're a Gemini, you're an air sign, you would be interested in those things as well. So, tell us, you said you were having a lot of fun over the summer in New York City. What kind of things do you like to do for fun? Come on, keep it cute.
Keep it cute.
Don't tell us like I was on his yacht.
Well, what do I do for fun? I like to do a lot of things for fun. I mean, if we're talking about 2021, I
Yeah.
had a lot of like fun partying, but like I mean in New York, that it's a great way to meet a lot of people. I met so many people this year. And if there's one thing about New York, you're around a lot of, attractive,
Yes.
intelligent
Yes.
people. And I think that's something I'm very, not indifferent to by any means, but it's something that's very new to me because
Uh,
I come from college, there's when I'm gay, so there's not very many people,
yeah.
that are for the pickings for me. But I come here and I'm like, overstimulated by there's so many men, there's so many beautiful, smart, kind people. And that was exactly that I met this summer, had my fun, I went and traveled, for the first time really. Like went to Miami for the first time. I went to Provincetown, Massachusetts, which was cute for a moment. And also there's just so much to do in the city. Like I love, immersive exhibitions. You said you're in Philly. There's this place called Art Tech House where it's free marketing right now, but it's a place where they rent out like this warehouse and they throw up digital, scenery on the four corners, and it tells a story. It's a whole moment extravaganza, and different things like that throughout the city that are just, very unique and just exploring. That's kind of my jush. I like to try different things out. Not a big foodie, but like I just like to, see what's out there, with people and with my friends and try different things here and like museum hopping. I love that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and I also like I just got my passport, so I went to Mexico, which was like amazing. I've never seen bluer water. And I'm a big like raver, I would say, like electronic dance music. So I went to so many shows last year. It's my favorite artists because they all come through New York. But yeah, that's it. I'm a big music. I love music. I love experiencing things and just living life. Yeah, that's my thing.
You're phenomenal. So tell me, you said, you have a lot of friends. Are they like, that's what I love about, see, one thing I love about New York being there is that you can live in one place and your neighbors on this side be Russian. And then your neighbor on this side be Jamaican. And then your neighbor across the hall be from Slovenia. Like you can have so many people
Ah, yeah.
in a melting pot of New York City. I love that. So I'm going to ask you something. How tall are you?
I'm 5'11",
Yay, I'm 5'11".
6'1" in heels.
Yes, he's 6'1". So with your modeling, have you gone past the modeling agencies yet?
I have not. So the advice that I received was, practice freelancing, get comfortable with the camera, get some good gigs, get your name out there for a little bit, and like develop your own portfolio. And then you should start reaching out to agencies. My crazy head feels like I'm aging, and like my smile lines, like I'm like
Where?
a little, I know, right?
Where?
Like I'm beautiful, and I know that.
Yes.
So right now, I'm just kind of figuring out what agencies, suit my interests and my values before I just start like throwing all my stuff out. Because I have a full-time job, I am deciding to prioritize that right now, at least until, I have a solid tenure.
Yeah.
But modeling is definitely in the, looks. I would love to get signed by the end of the year. That's my goal, but we'll see. To be continued.
You're going to do it.
Thank you.
You're going to do it. No, you're going to do it.
Facts.
No, it's
No
just,
drama.
yeah, it's not going to be hard. Not going to be hard at all. They're going to look at you and be like, okay, all right, be here, go this, do that. Yeah, yeah, it's going to happen for you because
Booked and busy.
yeah, like my thing is, and you will, and you know what? So this is what they don't understand about the agencies. They don't want their models just laying around. They want you to be in the world. They want you to have experience dealing with bigger brands, things like that. With you having a marketing background, that's going to interest them. It's like, okay, he has a brain. They'll sign you before they sign an 18-year-old who has nothing, fresh out of school. They'll sign you.
Hmm.
And I just want to give you a little advice. Don't worry about your smile lines. Men actually work the older we get. I interviewed Dionisio Heiderscheid, who is a fashion model, and he's been a fashion model for a long time, something like 37 years. And
Wow.
yeah, and he's still working. I interviewed one of my friends from Spain he designs haute couture. He's sending me this week my first piece of priceless haute couture, a dress, and I couldn't believe it. But he's still modeling and he's older, so men work, especially there in New York, because they like a distinguished man, and that goes for everywhere around the world. They don't really like the boys. The boys are cute, but then a man of distinguishment, a man of means, a traveler of the world. And it's so great because you're actually doing these things. You're not pretending, you see? You're not
Hmm.
going to a shoot and then the photographer gets upset with you because you don't have any experience with actually traveling and knowing how to behave. Like photographers don't just want a pose, they want you to live in the moment, because the realer it looks to them, the realer it's going to look in a magazine. You get it? So
Yeah.
they like men to actually, you're already traveling on your own. You're already out there going places. So you will be accustomed to this lifestyle already. You're being photographed and doing things. And that's even funny too, because it's just like, I love it because it's like, okay, no, I didn't just go and take these pictures. Like, no, I was actually here. I was partying. I was relaxing. I was having fun. This is my life. So you make sure that when you include and you get signed, you make sure you show them your Instagram. They're going to ask you anyway, because
Hmm.
everything's digital now anyway. They're going to ask to see your Instagram. And when they look at your Instagram and it's like, okay, well, you did all of this on your own. Like, what do you need us for? Yeah, it'll be like that. So I love that. And I'm going to check back in with you to make sure that you stick to that, because you are, like, when I saw you, I'm just like, I saw, like, you have such beauty. And get this, there are some men where the beard doesn't work. In fashion, we like a clean shaven face for a Black man. You could get away with it. You
Oh,
look,
thank you.
but the reason why is that's why I asked your origin, because you look swirly. You look swirly.
Swirly.
Yeah. So like,
I got a little swirl in me.
yes,
Chocolate vanilla swirl, cookie crunch,
yes.
please. That's me.
No, because when I looked at your pictures, I said to myself, I said, I don't, let me just ask because I don't want to assume because I'm thinking this man is from another country. This man is not Black. I didn't see that. And that is not a down on us. You know, I'm just saying in certain pictures, that exotic, I have a tan, but I'm very much Polynesian or Peruvian or, Latin America, we all have melanin, but like, that was what I got. So that's why I asked, because I very much thought you were Spanish. Like I thought you were Spanish.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the first thing. I was like, okay, he's like Brazilian or something. Yeah. So
Keeps the girls guessing.
yes. And they love models that do that. It's that question mark and it keeps you relevant. It's like, oh, I remember him. He has a signature look. A lot of people don't realize that in fashion, you get known for, sometimes you become famous for a body part, your eyes or your nose or your lips or the gap or whatever it is, shoulders, like you become famous for body parts because you're modeling. So it's just very exciting. I'm excited to, I'm going to follow your journey. I'm going to follow your journey. I'm going to follow to see what you become, where you go, but I love the fact that you're giving back. I love the fact that even in your day job, you're giving back and you're helping the environment and the world. And that is so freaking awesome. You're a rock star.
Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
You're very, very welcome. Having said that, now we're going to get all up in your, so no, I'm sorry.
What's the tea?
No, I don't do that. I was just joking. No, so like, who are your, since now we're talking about fashion, do you have any of your favorite brands, designers?
I love Mugler.
Oh my God.
If I could relate to a brand, it would be Mugler, and I wish that. So my dream, I mean, my style, I try to really focus on my fluidity. Like I know I have a body, I know that I consider it to be a canvas, and I don't understand why clothes have to be gendered. Like if it's a piece of fabric, like why does it have to be women's? Why does it have to be men's? So like my style is very all over the place. I just like if it looks cute, I'm gonna try it on and I'm gonna wear it. But if I could, embody a brand, I would love to like that Mugler bodysuit. That would be me. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yes.
yes. That I tried to do that for me and my. If you looked at my Instagram, we tried to do that for our Halloween photo. Like we just wore like a bodysuit, but like the glare, like the gold, the black. It's just a very powerful, strong, yet unique, fabulous brand. Like that's me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Mugler is my favorite designer as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it was Thierry Mugler, I just, oh my God, like because
Hmm.
they play with the gender norms.
Hmm.
And that's what I love too. Like what you're speaking, you belong in fashion because that's exactly what they do. They'll look at you and they say, oh, look at this skirt, put this on. Like they just
Right. Yeah.
they don't care. Like, oh, exactly. And then when you put it on, they'll be like, look, it made his abs pop out. Like that's and they'll be talking about you because it's just, yeah, it made his abs. Look at his ass and that. Yeah. That like people don't
Yeah.
understand when you're modeling, it's about the body, but it's not about the gender. I left Paris. Get this. I left Paris. I was stressed out, because of my family background. And I live with bipolar type 1, PTSD, and acute anxiety disorders. So that's in there, but I've had 15 years of therapy, thank God. But I left Paris because it was very stressful, but I left at the time. And the reason it was stressful was because I was coming out of a religious home and they said to me, you're very androgynous. You need to do the women's shows. You need to wear women's clothing. Your body is long and you're thin and you need to wear the women's clothing. And I couldn't wrap my head around it at that time. I couldn't
Hmm.
wrap my head around. That was 2005. I could not wrap my head around it. I was just like, no, I can't do that. I thought that it meant, because I have both spirits. I'm a masculine and a feminine being. I have both. So I wasn't in balance then. There's a lot of chaos and turmoil in my life. I was young. And so I left because I couldn't deliver what they were asking me for, only 17 years later to be doing this.
Beautiful, you that you are. Also, I just noticed the beret. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, yeah, I threw that on, and there's glitter on my eyes too. Look.
Beautiful.
Thank,
J'adore.
thank you. Oh, Freya, thank you. Do you speak other languages?
No, I only speak English. I'm trying to learn Spanish because my boyfriend's Spanish, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
Oh, just all you need to know is ay papi.
Ay, papi. Muy lindo. Mhm.
No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that's really cool too. And your partner, that's really cool. I usually don't ask about that because it's no one's business. And I like to, I ask like if you're only child and things like that, but I don't like to get into your personal life like that. But I am
Thank you.
no, yeah, definitely. I'm excited that you like Mugler because most of us don't. And I like it, like I thought I was being extravagant when I say Mugler, and they're looking at me like, but that designer, he played with gender norms. He did. He pushed the original brand Mugler. He pushed gender norms and broke barriers. And I remember he showed one of our most famous, I forget her name at this time, but she was transgender, and he had her up there, and she was a top model for him. And like it was amazing. It was amazing.
Iconic.
Yeah, it was amazing. So you've been to Mexico. Have you been to Europe yet? Is it in the plans?
It is in the plans later next year. So next month I'm going to Costa Rica,
Yeah.
and then the following month I'm going to the Virgin Islands. So, and then I kind of like have one trip each month.
Yeah.
April I'm going to Florida. May I'm going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
For my birthday, I'm thinking Israel.
Yeah.
That would be cool, but there's a lot of Europe that I want to see, and I only have so much time, like PTO or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying. I don't know yet, but yes, I want to go so bad. Obviously in the summer though.
Yeah.
You said, have you only been to Paris?
Paris and London. But right now I'm actually in talks to move to Lisbon. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because I was originally just going to move to France, but my buddy said to me, the EU will give you more, like you'll get more if you come to Lisbon. Plus, Lisbon is beautiful weather all year round. Spain is
mm-hmm.
right there. I can find as many boyfriends as I want, that are of Spanish descent, right? You got to think about
I know
yourself.
that's right.
You got to think about your meals. You got to think about your meals. So,
Long-term thinking.
yeah. So in Lisbon, I can have access to the EU, the rest of Europe. So I'm thinking about that. So I'm just trying to get this pandemic under control so that I can take my rightful place in Europe where I belong. I have a lot of fashionista friends. So I have a lot of fashionista friends, and
Well, I hope that comes into fruition for you.
Ciao. Didn't I say I'm a shaman? I'm a manifest that.
Period. Well, I can't wait to see what Lisbon's like for you.
No, because I'm going to document it.
I'm gonna meet you there.
Yes, I'm going to document it. I'm going to document it. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be my series. Yes, yes. But that's really good. Great. I love that you take trips. I love that you see the world, because that's something that a lot of young people don't get to do. And that's something that actually modeling allows. Like every single model that I've interviewed, they said, like, my one baby's from Venezuela, and he said, I left home. He said he left home at like 16, traveled the entire world. And I was like, that was a lot of trust on your parents' part to let you travel the world as a model. But you know what I realized too? They were like, oh, he's a boy, he'll be fine.
Honestly, yeah.
He'll be fine. Boys are boys. If he gets into trouble, he knows how to go home. So yeah, now 37 years later, it's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's still doing it. And I mean, he's worked with everybody. I asked him who his favorite designer to work with was. And he said, I was in Milan, Italy with Dolce and Gabbana. And he was like, I used to do their fit modeling. So they would actually design the whole outfit on his body. He said, I would stand there for 10 hours a day. He said, but they would make, seat modeling. But that's fit, fit, there's different parts of modeling. So he was doing, and I mean, he did runway and all of that, but he said they would actually create the outfits on his body as a canvas. And that's what people don't understand about fashion. It really is about the clothes. It really embodies in those clothes and how those bodies look in those clothes. Like I tell people all the time, if you want to be a swimwear model, you got to have the junk. they don't, you got to sell it. You got to have the junk, and you got to have the ass and the abs and things like that. And he was fortunate where he could do everything. So he did that. He went from fit modeling to and it was so crazy because when I was a teenager, I came across him for the first time in an international male catalog. He was doing the underwear, and I remembered him all those years later, and then actually got the opportunity in my work to meet him, talk to him. We become friends.
I
And
love that.
yeah, I do that. I do, as a Libra, I do that. I see people that inspire me and I wait. I continue in my life and I grow. And then what I'm doing puts me in circles where I'm able to say, I watched you as a child, right? And you were phenomenal then. And it's so crazy because they say to me like, oh my God, you remember me. I'm old. And I'm like, no, you're gorgeous. I just remember.
You're gorgeous. You haven't aged a day. Yep. I
Yeah,
know that
yeah,
feeling.
yeah. It's just so great. So anyway, we started talking about fashion and I got caught up. Fashion is my life. But anyway, so back to you. Back to you. Um, Give me 3 words that inspire you.
My family,
Mm-hmm.
my past, and I would definitely say my potential.
Yeah,
You know,
I like
I feel like, I don't know, from where I started, and where I am now, it's kind of just hard to believe. And I think as you get older, it's like the motivation's it's like a shower. You need it more than once, and sometimes you just get on a high and you forget, and it's just like you learn about, progress is really not linear,
that.
but your potential never changes. And I don't know, I just feel like there's something about me that's just gonna make it. But it's just like unleashing that beast, I should say, because I feel it, I see it. Um, but it's just like really not letting anyone else, tell you differently. And also understanding that you're your biggest enemy, and just like letting yourself go with the wind to the
Yeah,
mountaintop.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, but I also say my past just because I've been through the shits. You could have never guessed what I've been through based on how I hold myself. But that's exactly, my intent. I'm not to be pitied on, and you learn, and it's all about the game of life and how you play. And then, my mom and my family, they've helped me get here. I have to acknowledge that, and they're very important to me, and I wouldn't be here without them. So I'm a big family person, though I I think, like, I don't know, with my long-term relationships, I don't talk, like, I'm not the kind of person to talk to people all the time,
yeah.
but I'm very big on like quality time. So it's like the time that I have with someone, I make it count, and I
Mhm.
make it beautiful and brilliant. So like that's what's important to me, because there's just so much life and so much energy to absorb and give out and transfer. And yeah, that's a little bit about my 3 things that inspire me to keep pushing forward, to that convinced me to come here to the city alone, and what I remind myself when I'm down to get back up.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was going to tell you all the beautiful ones, the super, super, super beautiful ones, they have a past because the world is not kind to people like us. It's not kind. And I don't want to stay there because I love what you said. You're like, I don't want to linger there. I want to move forward. And I don't like to, when I hear things like that, unless the guest wants to share, I don't go there because being in therapy for 15 years, I understand triggers, and
Hmm.
you can relive. You can actually relive every painful experience right now in front of the camera. And I don't want that to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen. That's me guarding you. So, but you're right. All of the beautiful ones, we all have a story, and it's a doozy. Now, with me, I've shared mine all over the internet, but in my sharing, it brought me my success.
Yeah.
It became the wind that I could flap my wings on. So, when they see me and they say, "Oh, that's the Queen of Shade," they know the story behind her. She did this and she had to deal with this and she had to deal with that. That's what the brand is, but
Hmm.
that's not your brand. Your brand is I'm young, I'm beautiful, I live in New York City, I'm going to be a model, I travel the world. That's what you're putting out to the universe. And that is,
Period.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
think my past is my power. I learned my lessons. I've experienced things that, most people don't. But at the end of the day, like it's not easy to forgive. But forgiveness in yourself and for those that have harmed you and did you wrong, I think is truly the only way to move forward because at the end of the day, it's about me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do what I need to do
Yeah.
to move forward and get to the top.
Yeah.
And I think through all of my all of the whatever you want to call it that I've been through, I think the biggest thing that I've also learned is just like it's really not that deep. Like we've mentioned, like negative, I don't have time for negative energy. And I'm really good at like, excluding that into my life and not giving it any time and just focusing on the things that bring me light and bring me joy. And if there's an aspect that doesn't, then I'm really good at just like irrelevance. Like
Yeah.
it, nasty people, I'd like to think, or at least I don't remember if I do. Like I'm not shady, I'm not bitchy, I'm not always
Right.
talking about people. Like, a lion doesn't concern themselves with the opinion of sheep. And that's kind of
Right.
like my motto.
Right.
So I only focus on like the top of the top and the positivity because that's like why I don't see the point. It doesn't make sense.
Right. You're absolutely right. I love that you said that a lion doesn't focus on the sheep. Yeah, the lambs do not concern a lion unless he's hunting. Unless he's
I
hunting.
love that.
Yeah, unless he's hunting. That's the thing. I too, I come from a very, very, very crazy, very strange, very painful past myself. My mother and my father were not in my life. My mother was a drug user. My mother did drugs for 25 years of my life. My father had mental illness. They passed mental illness to me. I was trying to move away from my family, being passed around, and then college was my way out. And that was before I really believed in my talent and things like that. And I get there to my second year, and I didn't even go home over the summers. I purposely took extra classes in the summertime so that I didn't even have to go home. And then to have my first major manic episode and have it be so embarrassing, and I was well known because how can you not be, this is done, but my spirit, back then it was my spirit, it wasn't showing, but my spirit showed, my spirit exuded this. So I was very well known on the college campus and respected. And then the embarrassment and the scandal of what happened, and then my family had to come and rescue me from jail and take me to the hospital, and it just was crazy. But you're right, like you said, lions only focus on, they focus on other lions and whatever else they're going to do. And it I've talked about it in therapy for 15 years, but it's something that I'll just be candidly honest about. Forgiveness truly does heal the soul, but I have an issue still, as I talk about it in therapy, I have an issue forgiving people that never apologized.
That's valid.
Yeah, I have an issue forgiving people that never apologized. And then they see your success, they see your shine, and they want to come around like they've always supported you and never hurt you. And that will trigger a response from me that I don't think America or the world could handle, if you understand me.
I understand you.
The anger that would trigger.
Yeah.
So I stay in my safe space and I invite people into my safe space because I'm not the bitch to be fucked with. I've been through a lot, and I earned every single strand of this wig. I earned.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I love that.
I earned every single strand of this wig. I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me, because you didn't really know me. We were new. And I'm just like, hey, like, can I interview you? And you were like, sure. Now, explain your last name, Thames. I thought it was,
Thames.
yeah, Thames.
My last name originates from the Thames River. But my dad, when their family came over, they emphasized the TH,
Okay.
the Thames, because it's like the Thames River in England,
Hmm.
London.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So
mhm.
so he's British.
I think so.
Damn, you got it good, boy. I'm talking about them genetics. You got it
Yes,
good. Yeah, you got it good, boy. You got it good. You gonna model for
and
us.
then my first name is Old English too, like
Hmm.
The picture of Dorian Gray.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
It's spelled differently. Yeah.
my mom wanted to be crazy and cuckoo and unique, and I love it. I used to be very insecure about my name, but now I embrace it, and I think that's made me even more powerful because my name is cute as fuck.
It
You
is.
know.
Doreen
Um,
goes with your face. It goes with your face. It got,
thank you.
listen, Doreen, adorable.
Yes.
You see? Yeah.
I can't say that's the first time I've heard that before though,
Right.
but I
Right.
like it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, adorable. Yeah. My God. Thank you so much. Please tell everyone where they can find you on social media. I'm gonna put the
I
link down, but I want you to say it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I only have Instagram, so it's my name without the vowels. So you just type in dry, you'll find me. That's what I tell people when I'm in person with them. But yeah, that's about it. Instagram's enough. I can check every 3 days and connect to people. I that's all I have. All I want to allocate time for. But yeah.
Do me a favor. Keep being you. Keep being you no matter what. Because you've got, I can feel it. Spirit is actually moving right now around me, and I hear music. And I
Well,
usually,
thank you.
yeah, I usually don't. But spirit, when I hear music and it's not music that I have to record or write down, it lets me know that the soul that I'm working with, spirit world understands that soul, and that soul is being comforted, and that soul is going to have a happy life, and that soul is going to know what it's like to be happy where they weren't before. That's what that means. So
It was very that's that's such a thank you. That's I mean, long story short, thank you. That
yeah,
this really means a lot.
yeah, I just
So, and then thank you for inviting me to talk with you. I love meeting new people.
yeah.
And the Queen of Shade, who doesn't like it? Who doesn't
You
want to talk
know,
about that?
and you know what's so funny? That's my trademark. I own it. So there will never be another. We have people that are queens of shade out here. We know that I don't know
Hmm.
hers and all of that, but
But
I own,
we got the Queen.
yeah, I own the title. It's mine. So, and I know I've had people try to steal my trademark, and then I show up with that paper, and my lawyer is like, excuse me, belongs to this bitch.
Not today, sis.
Yeah, it belongs to this bitch over here. You should have thought about that years ago, but this bitch got it.
Yes.
So I'm the bitch that got it. So I don't. They mad at me too. They mad at me. Oh,
I can stay mad.
she doesn't even shade anymore. She doesn't even shade. She's all uplifting and powerful. That's her. Yeah, well, it's my name. I'm gonna keep it.
Well, we're dressed in the latest doily fashions, and those bitches can stay mad. So then we're good.
Absolutely. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna end this. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Doryin Thames. Before I go, do you sing
In the shower.
in the shower? Okay, I just was curious. I'm hearing a lot to do with music. I'm hearing a lot to do with music. I have to look into that because I'm hearing a lot with music. I'm hearing a woman's voice too. I'm hearing a woman's voice,
Oh,
and it lets me know she's acting in a guardian capacity. She's
what does
and
that mean?
she's young. So this could be, damn, pulling me into work. This is crazy. But this spirit, this entity, this deity could be a protection for you. She could be a protection for you. Yeah, she's youthful. You can tell she's a young woman. If I'm looking at her, I would say she's in her late 20s, early 30s. Long dark hair. She's singing almost sirenish kind of. Yeah, this just lets me know, it's like a spirit letting me know that there's a lot of protection around you. There's a lot of love and protection around you, and it's just, that's all it is. I don't want to scare you or anything like that doing my spooky.
No, I'm not at all. I'm just intrigued. I was like, do I
Yeah.
know someone?
Now
But
this spirit is not here. She's not on this side. She's actually in the spirit world. Yeah, she's
okay,
not, yeah, she might be an ancestor. She might be an ancestor, she might be a relative. Yeah. But she is, it's like it wasn't even her duty to protect you, but she took it on and said, I want this one. It's like in the family tree. I got this one. I got this one. Y'all worry about the others. I got this one. So it's very protective. And when spirits like that show themselves to me and I hear them actually singing, it's just that spirit wants you to know. And I don't, why did I do this? I, Spirit wants you to know that you're loved beyond compare. You are loved, and that they never want you to ever not understand. No matter what happens, you were forged in love. Love is where you are to live. Love is where you are to stay, because that emotion is yours. It's made for you. Love, love hard, love well, love long. Okay.
thank you.
Ciao, 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 ciao,
Ciao.
ciao. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you have heard the vocal stylings of Doryin Thames. Say bye. Don't go nowhere though.
Bye.